Welcome everybody, how are you? Bienvenidos a todos, ¿cómo están? Okay friends, so last week we started to create the base. We tried to do different different ways to create different designs to create the base, and at the end we decided for this one. This design is inspired by this. I think that this is from the game. I don't remember. Maybe DC Universe Online. I don't know, but it is inspired by the planet of Hawkgirl. Okay, so I decided to do something inspired by those landscapes. Okay, it is like a mix of civilization technology here and nature. That's why we have some rocks and this kind of structures with some parts of metal, some parts of maybe I don't know, bricks, stones. We're going to create more patterns here. Okay, so let's get started. We were working on this part here, so let's try to create something like this. I am creating something like this. So let's continue with that. Let's see. Okay, so we can select maybe this part. No, three more. And here I think that it doesn't matter because we are not going to, but let's continue with the design. Don't think about this because we can change the rocks. Okay, maybe here I can create something like this. Hello Girish, namaste, welcome. We are creating the base. We already know the final design for this base, so we are just started to creating all the final details. This is the base, just in case. I'm creating something like this right now. Yes, all of this is for 3D printing. Remember, I already showed you, I explained you, I wish I can have a 3D printer here, but I just showed you here the process to create everything. All the model, but remember that if you want to print this, it depends on the person that is going to print it, because you have to consider a lot of things. You have to consider the size of your figure, the material that you are going to use, all of those things you need to consider for 3D printing. So that's why I don't show you that process, for two reasons. Because the one that I already explained you, I don't have a 3D printer, and also the process to polish, to convert this, because we are going to finish all the details and paint it for rendering. The paint, it doesn't matter for 3D printing, just in case. I am painting this just for the rendering. It doesn't matter if you paint the figure for 3D printing. I just do that, but also you need to follow a process to transform maybe your figure for 3D printing, and that is when you have to consider that is when you need to consider the size and all the characteristics that you want for your figure. For example, let's say that you want a big figure here. You are going to need to make a lot of cuts. Maybe you can I'm going to create some kind of floor here, so maybe you want to separate this piece. I don't know. All of those things. It depends on the person. Maybe I want this base to be a solid piece, so you need to consider the dimensions of the 3D printer. Maybe it is this, so maybe you can follow that, and then you have to print here to separate your figure. I am not going to lie to you. This figure like this, it is a very difficult figure to print because it has a lot. The first thing is it has a lot of details. So that's what I wanted to say. And also, if you want to print this, maybe if you don't have a 3D printer, this will be, I don't know, in my country this will be very expensive. So just for you to know. Also, for example, in the size, I know that I add a lot of details like this. For example, let me show you. For example, let me show you here. For example, these parts, these small parts. I am trying. Maybe I am thinking on for the eyelashes to add something more to more real world. But for example, all of these details, if you print a small figure, you're going to lose all of this. But I want to show you the whole process of how you can create a character. Also, remember that this is not only for 3D printing, because the whole process that I am showing you also painting and the rendering process, it is something that you can create. For example, you want to I don't know, to do something for concept art, I don't know, something like that, or you can maybe use the same techniques that I use if you want to sculpt things for 3D modeling. So there is a lot of things that you need to consider. Okay, we finished that. Now let's make this to pop to. Let me see if this is in the base reference. No, it's in which collection? Okay, that's good. This piece. 1, 2. To base 2. Great. So now let me hide this, and hide this border. I'm going to select all of these parts. You see? I can delete this one. I'm going to use this, but I'm going to delete this. Or maybe I can delete the other one. I'm going to hide those. Okay, let's select and let's hide those. Maybe later we can delete those. And then apply scale, of course, and select one of these and copy modifiers. Have like those panels, but of course that we need to add more one by one. I think, or no, one by one is going to be too much. Let's try to reduce this because these are squares, right? Yes, squares. So we don't need to select one by one. Let me save. For example, but again I need to select one and select the other ones and then copy again the modifiers. Okay, don't worry. Let's do that. Let me save this. Hide the character just for a moment. We can hide not the character, the wings at least. For a moment, and maybe the head too. Which one? Collection? I don't remember this, but I think that I need to delete this. What is that? What is this? What the hell is that? I'm going to delete that. Okay, now let me bring back my wings, the right one, what we want. Okay, great. Let me hide those for a moment. I know what to do. Let me first go with select. Let me add another subdivision. Mm. Okay, that is going to be the final design for those panels. Great. To here. And now let's select everything here to copy that. You know what, maybe I'm going to create a separate file to finish the base. These two I'm going to hide. Just in case, I'm going to leave those just in case. The same for these two. These two. Look. Yes, these two I can hide. I'm going to select this. Don't worry, just control this part. Great. Now we can create the... Here I wanted to create something like this. but now I am not really sure if we need something like that there. Let me think. Let me bring back my border. No, like this not, because then I need to create another thing here. Maybe we can try that. It's going to make more. Yes, maybe we can try something. Let me bring my stones here. First, rock 1 and rock 2. The thing is, the problem is with this. We can try to create something special here. Let me see the borders. To name all of this. This is the floor, I think. I should create the names for all of that. So we have this. If we want, we can try to create like a special, something special here. You know what? Why not? Let's do it. Let's create something special here. Let's make this more complicated, more challenging. Now that we have our character with too many details and looking really awesome, let's make the base also to have something awesome too. I know that it is going to be good, but I feel that there is something that it is missing for my base. So for these parts, I will try to create, I don't know, some kind of little towers here, like this. I am not going to follow the inclination. I am going to, yes, it is better not to follow this inclination. I'm just going to create some kind of cylinders here to create a small towers, and over those towers we can try to add, what can we add? Not more of this. We can try, I don't know, what can we do here? Something special. What can we do? Maybe small heads of hogs, like some kind of defense of like watchtowers, but really small watchtowers, like cameras for how do you call that? Vigilance. I don't know if that is the right word in English, but I think that you got the idea. I want in this corner something special. I like it. I like this design. I like the base that I created, but I want something else. I think that it is simple in comparison with my character, because my character has too much detail, and I want the base to be also to be special too. So maybe I am open for suggestions. If you have any idea, please let me know. Now I am thinking about, I don't know. No, I don't like this design. I don't like this. Maybe some kind of weapons we can create, like again, like watchtowers, like here, like some kind of weapons. Yes, we can do something like that. But it is going to be no, watchtowers, no, weapons not, because in this corner this is good. We have to think about the I like to think about my characters, to have some logic about their creation. So if we have something here, maybe a weapon, we are not going to be able to cover this area, and worse, it is going to be worse for this part because the stones are going to cover this part. So I need another idea. Also, let me try to fix this stone because this is not good. But why it is not good? Maybe we can rotate my stone a little bit more to this part. We can do that. Let me select my 3D cursor and rotate this in C. Oh, that was too much. A little bit more here, like that. Better. Now we have more space here to add something. But what can I create here? At least I have an idea. We have different options. We can just create the original idea that I had was only to leave like a small here and a small corner of metal like this. This is going to be the corner, but bigger, of course. That was the original idea, but I don't want that. I think that it is not good. Now I am thinking about adding something extra, like again a watchtower, something like that. Small watchtowers on each corner. Ooh, I have more ideas. We can add something extra here. Ooh, okay. Now, okay, great. Now I have more ideas. Yes, I think that I'm going to try to add something like that. The base is going to be big, but it is going to be really awesome. I think that this figure, it would be better if you print this in a bigger size. If I had a 3D printer, I want to say that I would like to print this in resin. I know that it is going to be expensive, but I think that this one, how can I say this? This is really like the ideal figure to print this in a bigger size. I don't have the word. I forgot about the word, but I think that you got the idea. This will be the perfect candidate. So yeah, yes, the perfect option to print this in a bigger size. So now I want to add. I will add here some kind of towers, of small towers here that are going to be like up, maybe here, or in connection with my base. I don't know. No. Let me make this right, because I don't want to. I want to make this good, but I don't want to cover my character. The original idea are towers, and here I'm going to add something extra, maybe a camera, I don't know. Here, in this part here. So, okay, this is the idea. These towers that I'm going to create here, that is my idea. These towers that I'm going to add here are going to have something special. I don't know if that is going to be like cameras or weapons. But it needs to be something related with my design and of course the Hawk world. So maybe weapons like with a Hawk design, maybe like this, some heads of hawks here like this, that are for defensive towers, and those special things I'm going to create also here to protect this angle too, here and here. So now you got the idea. This is going to be my Hawkgirl is like over a watchtower, like this one, but this watchtower I want to add more things. So maybe it is going to be with some kind of defense for every angle, in here, in here, in here, and in here. Yes, that is the original idea. Something like that. But I need to think about what I want to add there. The idea now was to have because if these are defensive towers, I want to protect this angle. And if I don't protect this now like this, it could be like a defensive tower but for ground, but for air I need another design, because this design is not good for air, because what is the name of this? The roof. Let's say that, like, the roof of the tower is going to cover my weapons, my defensive weapons, so it will have no sense. So I need to think in another something, I don't know. Let me think in another thing. But I want something there. Maybe cameras. We can have cameras. If you have an idea, please let me know. Remember that we are creating this here. This is my original design. So I really need your help right now. All of this is, of course, a character of DC Comics, but everything here is my original design. All the costume, the armor, the weapon, everything, I created that here with you. The base is also part of that design, but I really need your help with this. It will, I already told you why I want this, because the base, I like it, but for me it is simple. I want something more epic for my character. So it will be really an extra thing that will make this perfect for my character, to have something extra in this base. I really like it. But I think that it is very simple. And also, maybe you don't have an idea. The people that want to print this, it is not like going to have like an idea of what kind of where is Hawkgirl, where is she right now. So if we add something extra, okay, you can have like the idea, okay, this seems like to be something defensive, something like a structure of I don't know, some kind of base, but I'm talking about the base, this base, not this, the base, the name of this, the base, and like a base in the Hawk world, something like that. So with that extra things, you are going to have the idea of more context for my character, something like that, okay? But right now I have the idea, but I don't know how I am going to add that idea in here. Maybe one thing that we can do, let me see here, one thing that we can do is to rotate all of my base a little bit more here, so we can have more space here and here. But why I want more space? Because I want to add those kind of structures like this, and those are going to be here over my now I don't know how to add that. Please, I need your help. Give me some ideas, please. Maybe this tower deliver drones. Maybe that's also a good idea. Some kind of drones for to attack enemies, something like that. Okay, what is this? Maybe something like that. Okay, I have an idea. I have an idea. Maybe these corners are going to be for heavy artillery, for protection. Something like these cannons here. And this space here are going to have some kind of vigilant cameras. No. Let's think it better. Cameras with some kind of small weapons, something like that. That's also an idea. But until we think about this design, we can continue with the rest of the model, okay? So let me add my this is the original design. So in here I am not going to do something like this. I think that I am just going to make this to be like a concrete, something like that, a concrete floor here. And I am not only going to sculpt this detail, so we can leave this like that. You don't have to worry about that right now. And if I see this needs to be up. Okay. Let's do that. Let me deactivate just one moment my bevel and my subdivision to have the straight corner here and use that to snap my floor here. Like that. Yes. Oh, wait a moment. I add the same. Sorry, I made a mistake here. I select this. No, you don't have the modifiers yet. Sorry, I made a big mistake there. I select with my. Yes, now we're good. Just solidify was not part of that. I don't know why. Okay, now we're good. But what is that? Okay, we don't have to worry about that. Now let me turn on my... These borders, I think that I'm not going to use that. Let me hide that. I don't want to see. Okay. So now, maybe yes, but I need something here to protect this area. This Hawkgirl is going to be with too much detail. I think that I am not going to prepare this for 3D printing because this will be a very hard work for nothing. Why for nothing? Because I don't know the person that is going to print this, I don't know. Maybe I am going to prepare something. Yes, I need to prepare something. I want to prepare something. But this will be a lot of work. And again, maybe the person that get the model is not going to use, definitely is not going to use my version for 3D printing. So that work is going to be for nothing. But I'm going to maybe print this like it is for me. And I don't want a big sculpture, but I'm going to lose some details by doing that, but I don't worry about that. I just want to have my sculpture here on my desk, something like that. One day I'm going to buy a 3D printer and I will prepare an area here on my workspace to have all of my sculptures there. Okay, let me over. Yes, I'm going to move this a little bit out or in. I need to do something here. Let me. Okay. Yes, like that, because I don't want to have a space. There. Okay, great. And I really think that we need these rocks to touch the floor, so it will make more sense of what I am creating here, because right now this looks just like rocks inside the base and it maybe have no sense. So maybe I don't have to worry about this area because this is going to be no, the rocks are going to be here. I'm not going to cover this area. Let me do that just to see. The thing is that I want to follow the area here, and I don't want it to add more things. I don't know what to do. I'm going to leave that for the end, okay? Because those things I just need to say, okay, this is what I want, and I'm going to leave it like that. I don't want to... I'm going to close that here, but I don't want to be bigger the base. Let's see how it looks with the extra things that I want to add here. Okay, so now let me see at least how maybe this will look with the corners here. So let me... And how I am going to make this now? I'm going to move my cursor toward origin. Okay, no problem with that. I'm going to add a mesh. In this case, a cylinder with 32. Let us with 32, no problem with that. Of course, let me delete. Let me move that first here. I'm going to move that in here. And again, I'm going to activate this one here. Okay, at least we are good with that. But I'm going to make this smaller, so we don't have to worry about that right now. And where is going to be the middle of that? I'm going to select this corner and move my cursor to selected, and I'm going to move my corner, my little tower to that. So now it is at the center. Okay, now we can move this up. And now we can start working. Of course, this is not good. First we need to delete. Sorry. Faces. Same for this one. Okay. Here I want to make this smaller. Let me see just one thing. Okay, maybe it is going to be like that. Let me follow the same inclination, trying to follow that inclination. I know that it is not going to be perfect, but let me try something there. Oh, that is too much. That is too much. I think that this needs to be more at the inside. The thing is that I don't really know. Okay, we can make maybe this one here. This one here to be the center. Let me see. Cursor to selected and selection to cursor. Now I can move this down. Great. Now let's check. Now it is more to the outside. It's the same. Here it is, was better. Okay. Let me first. Okay, let me do that first. Now I am going to make this smaller, and by smaller, maybe we should need. I have another idea. Let me select this one. Let's use the other corner, this corner. Yes, I think that this is a better idea. Control S, no, Alt S, cursor to selected. Great. Now let's move that. Selection to cursor, and then we can move that down. Now we can go here and select all of my model and make this smaller. but I am not going to consider the z-axis, okay? So let's try to do that smaller and block the z-axis. Great. Now what else can I do here? I'm going to close a little bit this. Sorry. Oh, not too much. I think that this is good. So these are going to be my little towers for these corners. I think that that is a better idea, but now I need to know what I am going to add here. But at least we have like the blocking, and I like it. Maybe if we don't want these borders, another thing that we can do is to have these borders, but following only this part and to be really, really small, and then add the extra thing here with another kind of structure. That is also something that will look really good, I think. We can do that too. So let me hide this one. Okay, let's do this, because now I really don't have idea of what it's going to be. I have the idea, but I don't know how to project this idea right now, because I don't have the prototypes or the concept for that right now. So we're going to leave that for another day, and we're going to continue adding more details to the rest of the page. Okay, so let's do that. My rocks. Now we have two things that we don't really know what to do for our base. The first, the rocks. The rocks needs to be, I think, this is really good, but it doesn't make sense. Why these have rocks? So maybe one thing that we can do is try to join this one with this one here, something like in here, and go down. And with that we can say, okay, so this is like over a rocky structure, something like that, like a mountain, something like that. So this is going to be like part of that mountain, like here. That's something that I want to for my base. Okay, so this is not the final design for my rocks. Again, I really like the rocks, but it doesn't help. These don't help too much for what I want. So that is the number. The first thing that I need to think more about, that how it's going to be the final version of these rocks, and the other, and that is going to take a little bit more of work. But remember, once that we have the idea, then we just have to start doing that. The most difficult part here is trying to think about something, try to create something original. That's the most difficult thing here for what we are doing. Of course, there are a lot of challenging parts, steps that we need to complete, but that is just only doing. The first thing is try to project your idea as an artist. And now I have a really good idea that is, believe me, it is going to be really great for this character. This character is my masterpiece. I have to say this. This is going to be my masterpiece. This is the most challenging thing that I ever done here in 3D. Okay, so let's continue with this part. Okay, here we need to also start working on this part, because here I want this to be like some kind of bricks, like this. And we are going to use a similar technique that the one that we used in here. We're going to do something like that. It is going to be easier. We can do first, we can create a brick here and then start adding an array and then a circle modifier, but I think that there's no need. This one is more easy to create. This is easier to create. Okay, so first let's see. Okay, so if we do that, if this is going to be like some kind of bricks, then to avoid having like this kind of what is going to be inside here, so we're going to just duplicate this one and move it down too. Okay, so let's do that. Let's duplicate, and then we're going to be free to complete our bricks. But it is not good. It needs to be at the middle, I think. Let me see. Let me see. We don't have a good idea here, but let me try to move it. I don't know. Sorry. What? Okay, let's do this again. The first thing is to set origin at the center. Skin. Origin. Why my origin is not at the center? I don't know. I don't know why it's not at the center, but I am going to move my origin to the. This is going to be no, sorry. I'm going to move my cursor to selected. Then I'm going to move my origin to the 3D cursor. Great. Now we have something there. I'm going to do the same for this one. I think that there is no need, but just in case we want to adjust, we need to fix that, change that. So 3D cursor to selected, and origin to 3D cursor. And again, just in case, scale. So now I think that we can move that at the middle. Good. I think that this one is already at the middle. Yes, now we're good. Now we are good. Great. I do not finish this one yet because for this one, yes, we can finish this one, but this one maybe I think that we need to add something extra here, so or no, we can leave it like that. Now we're going to create our bricks, right? Okay, but first the music stops, and that means that I go for some water, okay? So I'll be back in a moment. Okay, I'm back. Let's continue. So let's start creating the bricks here for this part. I'm going to separate this. And I am going to add the same level of but we need to close. No, I think that there's no need to close that. I'm just going to add a subdivision. Into, let me see. Let me see the level for my bricks. I want to add three levels of bricks here. So I'm going to add sorry, just 3 like that. What do you say? Or maybe 4. Let me see more references. 2 is good, but I want it to be more like bricks, not like this. Something, I don't know, something like this maybe. Something like this. But of course that this is different. If I want to create something like that, I need to make a lot of different things. We can start doing something like that, but it is going to be too much time to do that, and I think that that's not good. Let me see if I can with 2. Let me, one moment. Let me apply this in 1. Okay. This could be a brick. Okay. No. Look. These are like a square bricks and I don't want that. We can use this as the perfect square brick, but now I need to delete this one, of course. I'm just going to delete this one and these edges and create my own bricks here. These are bricks. What should we do here? I think that I'll go for this one. This looks really like bricks, and the thing is that if I add more bricks, I need to do more work to polish those bricks. That's the thing. But if I want to make this perfect, I need to do something like that. So let's do that. Okay. Let me do this again. Let me disable that. Let me disable that. There. Okay. Now I am going to select this one, and this one. I'm going to separate that. And select pivot point 3D cursor. 3D cursor is world origin. Okay, great. I'm going to select that And let me one moment, let me select this cursor and rotate this. So select only that part and let me rotate that like that, but the angle is going to be, let me think, the angle is going to be let me see with 90. One moment. No, it is the same. 45, I think that the same is going to be the same. 45. Ah. 22.5. Same. $11.25. Almost. 281.25. No. How can I do something like that? Let me just one moment. Maybe the answer is this. I'm going to select this one just for a moment. Selection. This one, I don't know. Item, properties, transform. In Y, in X, let me select one point here, one vertex, and then I'm going to extrude. Sorry. And I'm going to select this value here, then I'm going back. What? No, what the what? Okay, this value, maybe this one. I need something for this. How can I hello friend, welcome Miguel. How can I know the exact angle to rotate this one? I done this before, but I don't remember the angle that I need to rotate. I really don't know right now. X, Y. Why are we moving? X. Rotation, maybe. To rotate this, let me show you. Let me go back. Okay, I want this to rotate here to create bricks, like that. But I want the exact angle. I don't remember how to calculate this. I done this before, but I don't remember. So I want an exact angle to rotate that. Let me just one moment. If I change here 563, Maybe the middle is the one that I need, but how can I calculate that? No, 45. No, I already tried all the multiples for that angle, the 90, 45, the 22.5, all of those, and none of that, no, none of those angles work. I already tried that. There is no way to rotate this with a snap, right? I think that the snap is don't work for that. Let me see. No, rotation doesn't work for this. How can I do that? I don't remember. I did this before and I don't remember. I don't want to separate this yet until I do that, because then I want to separate all the bricks. How can I do that? The easiest way is just to do this. Let's do this. Okay, let's think that this is the exact angle. This is the easiest way, right? No, I don't want that. I want to be something exact, and something that I know that is the right value. But now that I think, maybe that is not possible to do. I don't know. How can I do this? I don't remember. I think that there is no way. No, it should be exactly at the middle. No, minus 45. No, look. And why minus 45? Why that value? It is between. Look, it is between 0 and. Okay, let me show you again. It's between 0 and something like 5.65, 5.65, something like that. It is 0, and this value that I don't know why this value. I really don't remember. I done this before, but I don't remember how I calculate that angle. And I'm sure that I didn't take notes about that. I didn't took notes about that. It should be between that value. And why that value? I don't know. Maybe. Okay, let me think about something else. Let me think about something else. Let me go here. It needs to be related to the number of edges that we have. So we have 64 edges. That's the first thing. Maybe that's the first. Let me see. Let me try to use that. 64. The middle of that. The middle of no. The middle is 2. No. Vamos le calculo. Yes. I know. It is obvious. No, it is not going to work. And 2 is not the value. 2 is not the value. No. Look. 2 is not the value. There is a way to calculate the length about this one, but I don't remember how to do that. Did you done that before? Have you done that something like that before, Miguel? To calculate the length for one point to another. I don't remember how to do that. There is a way to do this, but I don't remember. There is a way to do that. Properties, no. Align tools, no. Maybe align tools, anything? Let me see. Okay, how can I do that? No, but here in Blender, there is a way to calculate from one point to another one. Maybe it's here in transform. Okay, let's waste not more time with that, because I'm going to check that later. Okay, I don't remember. I really don't remember that. But there is a way to do that. So maybe we're going to do that work again. We're going to do that work. We're going to select everything here and select everything here, and just rotate that when I know the real answer. I'm going just to leave up. I am not going to apply the modifiers, yes, so I can do that. Okay, so I'm going to select everything here, and maybe how can I split this? Do you remember how can I split all the faces? I really need to paste post-its here near my screen to remember those basic things. I really don't remember about this, and those are things that you do like almost every day. How can I split all the things that I have selected? Edge slide, edge split, maybe like that. Yes, okay, edge split is the but then I need to separate that. So I separate my each bricks, but then I have to separate that from the. We need to separate, or we don't have to separate. Let's see. Let me add a solidify. Or maybe instead of solidify I can just copy the modifiers here. Yes, it worked. So let's do the same for this one. This is better because I don't need to split. Now I can just select, and when I have the answer about how to rotate, what is the right angle to rotate, then I just rotate that. So great. Now we go here, now we go here. Edge split, what is the that option appears only when you have the edge selected here, the select mode in edge, so you need to consider that. Okay, no, copy modifiers. Okay, so now we have our bricks that do not look like bricks, because we need to rotate that, and I really don't know the exact value, so we are going to leave it like that for now. And let me work on this part. Okay, for this skin we have a problem here that we already know that problem for the previous design. What is that problem? That if I try to add here, I don't know, maybe like a subdivision surface, it is going to consider this like an exact. Let me show you. This is okay. Let me select this one, maybe. Control. Copy modifiers. What the hell? What happened? No. What is wrong with you? Okay, what? Bevel and subdivision. So I need to apply maybe this first. Okay, let me move that to backup. Where is the backup for backup? The backup collection. Now let me apply this, and then maybe I can copy this modifier. Yes, the same for this one. Copy that modifier. Bevel. Now let me change this to weight because I only want to consider this, not this. So let me select that. Okay, like this. And the same for this one. But as you can see, the problem with that is that the skin modifier, it is like do not consider. It is like this was a skin modifier, right? And that at the subdivisions, in that it is not like it used curves, but we have a way to transform this into a circle. So let's go here to edit, and this should work. Circle. Same for this one. Circle, and circle, and that is what we wanted. It is completely a complete circle. That's what I want. So let's do the same for the other part. One by one, because they're not curve. Circle. If I try, no, let's go one by one. I think that it is going to be, and there is not too much to do. Okay, so now we have our metallic borders here. Okay, what else we can create here? For this one, I would create like a special design inside this. So let me create let me create that right now. Okay, if I want to add something special there is three ways. If I just create the objects, the first is to create the objects. The other one is to sculpt the objects with mask. Another way is with alphas, and another way is to use textures. We can do that, but I think that is really difficult to do, and maybe that will not work for what we want. No, it will work, but I need too much subdivision for that. Maybe to add the other details too. Just because if I want to add some details there and I want to create the... Yes, I need to do something similar. I'm going to think about what to create in here. So let's continue with this one. This is going to be the same as this. Let me go here, select everything, and move the cursor to cursor to selected, and select the origin there in 3D cursor, add 3D cursor, and I'm going to apply a scale, and I'm going to save, and again I'm going to create a copy and move that into the backup folder. backup, and I'm going to apply this, and then I'm going just to copy the same modifier. Copy modifiers. What the hell? Why? Ah, y apply the estúpido eso. Apliqué en el backup. Okay, here. Now let me create a backup and move that to backup and select the one that it is not at the backup. Okay, now we're good. Now we can copy modifiers and do the same job. Let's see if we can select only all the borders and then do that. Let's see if that is going to work. So first with my one here, okay, and let's see if that is going to work. I think this loop tools is very special. Let me see. It worked. Sometimes you need to be really careful, because when you want to try to do something and like your topology is not like ideal for the thing that you want to do, you're going to have very weird shapes that it is not going to help to your model. So you need to be really careful about that. In this case, maybe because they are separated, and I just select the borders here, and circle work. So also you have more options here. You can open the other options there and adjust the axis and those kind of things. Okay, now we have that. Let's create this part here. I think that for this we can do something like that, something like this. This is going to be like metallic, so maybe we can follow the same, just to add here. Of course that in this metallic I'm going to sculpt some details, so don't worry about that. We're going to do that, but first let's go step by step. Okay, I really need to Miguel, if you were here, please help me to find how to rotate this. I really want to do this right now. Also, I need to think about what I want to add in here. I need to create a design for this. Let's create this. Let's work with that. This one I'm going to copy the same for this part here. Copy modifiers. Let's see. Okay, let's see the pro. Sorry, I forgot that I need to add first before bevels. I need to add. I had the solidify. Let me see. Yes, I have the solidify. So I am going to, let me see the level of solidify here. It is good. It is good. No problem with that. And why it should be 40 degrees? It is not 40 degrees. Look. Let me rotate this. I think that it is at the middle, right? Just at the middle. But why it is, you say that it is 40 degrees? Look, it is not 40 degrees. Okay, let's continue with this part. I think that this solidify is good because the part behind this one is a solid piece, so it is going to cover all of that, and we are not going to have problems when we merge that. So we can continue with this. Let me, just in case, let me duplicate as always and move that to the backup. Okay, now we have that. Let me add, apply. Now we can do this. Now, copy modifiers, and of course we need sorry, we select our borders, and I already applied the, yes, no problem with that. let me see if I can select similar of that to select similar angle, face angle. Okay, I select everything there, and I can use the one here. I just need to select some parts that were not selected before. Here it select everything, great. So we need just to select, for example, this corner. Let me see if I can do the same. Maybe by length. I don't want by length because I maybe that is going to by length. Maybe I can select this one. Let me see. Select similar by length. No, it is going to select that. No, select similar by select linked. No. Select similar by sharpness. No. Let's do one by one. I don't know. At least we do a lot with, and that is not too much. Also, yesterday I uploaded the time lapse about the sculpting Lapras. I don't know, what do you think about that? I think that I will follow that kind of video because not talking. I think that you just only want to watch the time lapse, not too much intro. I think that it doesn't help. It didn't help for the previous video. Maybe that this video is better than the other one. I don't know. What do you think? You can see, you can watch it. It is. I just uploaded it at night yesterday. Okay, let me select. Let me see if I can select similar here with no problem. Similar length. Yes, I know that was going to happen. I have a better idea. I'm just going to select here and select this one, select this one. This is better. Select one, so I think that now all the corners, yes, great. And these parts, I think that the whole, let me see. Yes, I think that it is perfect. I am not missing anything, right? But I need to separate that to sculpt the other details. Because if I want to remesh, it is going to be a problem. Or maybe we can join that with the no, I want to paint the other one with another color. I think that is ready. That is what we need, and I'm going to do the same for this one. Select here, let me first select this one. Apply the scale. Maybe if I don't apply the scale yet, also save. Scale, and then I want to create a backup. Okay, now I'm going to copy this, the modifiers, and let's just select the what the hell? I didn't close that. Okay, don't worry about that. Let me delete this. Okay, now we're good, and let me just select this border with 1. Great, now we are good. Okay, so we finished this one and this one. Now we need to work on this, and also, Miguel, are you still here? I think that you didn't listen to what I said before, but I have an idea. I want to add something here. Where is the cylinder that I add in that part? Okay, so my idea, I like the base. I like the base. The problem is that it is simple for me. I need something to make it to look even better. So there are 2 things that I need to think again, and those things are, first, the rocks. I really want to add the rocks, but if the rocks are not working, I think that we can delete the rocks. I have no problem with that. No, but if I delete the rocks, what I am going to add here? That's the problem. So that is problem number 1. The other problem, maybe I will do this base even bigger. I am really thinking about that right now. I want to have a big rock here to join with the other rocks, and this will make sense. I am not worried about that. I think that it is going to be better. The base is going to be really big, but that is not the main problem right now for me. The problem is that first the rocks. Okay, but now I have an idea. The other thing is that, look, I don't like these corners, and I was thinking on creating something that will look really good with my design, and that is going to, I don't know, something like this is like a watchtower. I am thinking that this is like a watchtower. So the idea is to create something like maybe these hawk heads here with weapons to project that this is the watchtower, and Hawkgirl came flying over that tower, something like that. Okay, that is my idea, but I really don't know right now how am I going to design those weapons and how those weapons are going to work. Because if we look here, to make it like a really defensive structure, this one is going to cover this area. This one is going to cover only this area because this rock is blocking the view. So I am not really sure about that right now. And to make it even better, maybe I can add an extra little tower here and here. So I will cover all of my areas. This and this. Something like that. I am thinking about something like that. So I don't know. What do you think, or maybe if you have an idea. I will create like no, if I do an array, no, it is not going to work with an array because this is not at the center. Yes, no. Don't think about symmetry, following like exact values here, only the points. But I really don't know how it is going to be my structure because I really don't know how are going to be those weapons. And also maybe with that idea, with that new idea, I have to move my rock maybe here so we can have more space to, maybe the weapons are going to be a little bit bigger, but the rock is not going to be good here, so I have to change that. I think that I'm going to make the rocks here become just to cover this area. The rocks are going to cover this part here. I don't really worry about to make this a little bit bigger. We can create that box here and make this a little bit bigger. Yes, I don't worry about that. To make this watchtower to look really awesome. This Hawkgirl is going to be with her wings. So that is the thing right now. I'm not sure. So okay, we need now we what we're going to do right now. Of course, tomorrow we're going to continue. Of course, we already are 2 hours right now, and I need to go to kick. I need to create these structures. Maybe I am thinking about adding a circular. No, but because it needs to be perfect. Okay, anything that I add later, I think that it is not going to change the way that this is going to look, because they say that I want to add more rocks, but the rocks, I don't know how those are going to look. The problem are the rocks, and I really want to leave the rocks like that because are part of the Jesus. I don't want to delete the rocks. I'm going to think about that. If I want to add something extra, I think that there is no problem. We are not going to say like, oh, but we already did. No, don't worry about that. We can just add this to be a little more larger here, and that part is going to be rocks. We can add also a metallic border here, no problem with that. Here I will create just something like this, but with not we can create something special. No, I think that just straight supports there, but I'm going to add a special design to those borders, of course, to follow the design. and the rocks. The thing is the rocks. How can I make these rocks to make sense with my base? Because now it is not making sense. The only way for this to make sense is if I move my rocks down. That is the only way. So again, we need to add something here, and maybe we can say that this there is not going to be something inside here, so we can create something like this, or I don't know, something like, maybe we can create some kind of windows here, and the other ones we can cover that. We can do something like that. I don't know. Let me think. I need to first to know what can I add in here. Again, this is part of the work, so don't worry if you say, okay, we still are here, but I'm creating something original. So we really need to be sure about that. We need to take time to design that. Let me see the wings. With the wings, how much? Also, it is a very big file. Let me add the wings. Where are the wings? Wings, where are you? Okay, so right now this is what we have, and this is going to be all for today. So we need to think about, I need to think about what can I add here to make this base special. Okay. Okay, so that is going to be all for today. Please, we're going to continue tomorrow, of course, just tomorrow. Maybe I'm going to cover the other side of the rocks. Yes, maybe I'm going to do that. So it will make sense. Something like that. Okay, I'm thinking, okay. So this is all for today, friends. We're going to continue tomorrow. Please remember, for those who are new, remember to subscribe, to give it a like, share this content with others, and leave a comment below. I will really need your help, because I just saw something about that YouTube is changing the way to add views to you if you are a creator. I think in my case, and that I think that it is going to be more difficult for me to have more views and to reach the monetization. So I really need your help with the like and with the subscription. The like is really important, so please, I will appreciate if you give it a like to the video. Also, you can join our Discord server. You can share things about 3D and games there, and if you want to ask something there, there are the channels for 3D and games right now. You can follow me on social media accounts, X, Instagram, TikTok, where I am uploading my projects, of course. Also, don't forget to check the video that I uploaded yesterday. It was the time lapse of Lapras, the Pokemon that we created on Kick. Remember that you can follow me on Kick and Twitch too, because I am creating different projects there. So in a few minutes we're going to continue with our executor on Kick. So be sure to please follow me on those platforms too. If you want me to collaborate with your project as a freelancer, you can contact me. There's my email there is my LinkedIn profile, or maybe you can send a message for you have different ways to send me a message to contact me. And also you can maybe create a project on CD Trader or Upwork and send me a message there too. And if you want to support the channel, there is a PayPal link there, or maybe even better, you can get something in exchange by purchasing one of my models. If you want to support the channel, you can get one of my models on my online stores. If you want assets for your games and animations, you can visit my Turbo Squid store. If you want sculptures for 3D printing, you can visit Pulse 3D, and on CD Trader you are going to find everything. So you have three different options. Turbo Squid, Pulse 3D, and CD Trader to get my models. And of course, that every project that I finish, I upload that to my stores. So you are going to have more options. Also, what else? And that's all. Yes, that's all. So remember, please follow me in my Kick and Twitch. In a few minutes we're going to continue Kick with a different project. We're going to continue with this project tomorrow, and when I need to check more references to try to create the extra things that I want to add to my base. And remember to check my video, the video that I uploaded yesterday. Please give it a like to the video, please. It was really, it is a lot of work to try to select, to make the cuts and the music, just to choose the music, to choose the music for the videos. It is really a lot, and trying to check if you don't miss something there. It is too much work, so please, I would really appreciate if you watch the video and give it a like and share it, and I don't know, add a comment, I don't know, a like, something like that on the comments, a thumbs up, something like that. And thanks for coming today. We're going to continue tomorrow. Please remember to subscribe, and see you in the next one.